So, dear students, today we will discuss about the last topic of our syllabus, that is sericulture. Now, before this, we have seen our lectures related to the subject skill development for BCom 4th sem. Okay, and in the last lecture only I have informed you that your exam dates are announced, so you have to be very serious now about your study. Now here we will discuss about sericulture sector in India, or what exactly is the sericulture market or sericulture type of business. So sericulture refers to the art of rearing silkworms for the production of silk. You all have seen the silk products, okay, the silk shirts, the silk kurtas or the silk sarees, okay, and the silk is always costly in nature. Why? Because the production of the silk goods or the silk sarees or silk shirts is the process of this silk product is very tedious and it involves lot of labor. It is a labor intensive based industry. Now, what is exactly sericulture? How the market is driven about the sericulture in India, that we will see in brief. So, India is currently the world's second largest producer of raw silk and the largest consumer of raw silk and silk fabrics. And you must have always observed that in the functions like marriage or any other home functions or the occasions like Diwali, New Year, the silk sarees or the silk goods are weared in India. The demand for the silk products are specially in case of specific occasions or special functions which are taking place during the year throughout the year. So, the market for silk in India is driven by both exports and a very strong domestic demand. Fabrics made up of silk are quite popular in domestic market during the ceremonies, religious rituals, weddings, festivals, etc. Correct? When you are getting ready for any marriage, that time you are not wearing the simple cotton shirts or cotton kurtis or cotton sarees, but that time you specifically prefer the silk. Then that silk may be of different type, maybe a Banarasi silk, maybe other kind of any silk, maybe a Tassar silk, maybe other Chanderi silk. The different variety of silk which is available in the market, you will purchase that and you will wear such kind of silk goods, silk material in the special occasions like religious function, weddings or any ceremonies. Correct? So, silk is used as a raw material for manufacturing of both garments such as suits, sarees, as well as in products such as curtains, bed sheets, pillow covers, etc. So, although the silk is currently regarded as a luxury item in India, with its price being significantly higher than other fabrics. The cost of silk, the amount for silk sarees or the silk suit is always comparatively very high, and so because of that only such products are weared for the special ceremonies or at the time of wedding or other functions and festivals. So we expect a continuous increase in disposable incomes to increase the consumption of silk fabrics in the country. Looking forward, IMARC Group expects the market to exhibit moderate growth during 20 to 25, expecting growth in sericulture. So, sericulture and silk textile industry is one of the major subsector to the textile industries or to the textile sector. Sericulture is an agro-based cottage industry. Sericulture refers to the mass-scale rearing of silk-producing goods in order to obtain silk. Sericulture is an agro-based labor-intensive industry. The major activity involved in the sericulture is, okay, now how the silk is produced, how the raw material for the silk is taken from the industries, that is cultivation of silkworm food plants, okay, the worms, okay, there are specific worms of silk. and they are the main producer of this particular material, which is silk. So first, cultivation of silkworm food plants, rearing of silkworms for the production of raw silk, reeling the cocoons for unwinding the silk filament, and other post-cocoon processes such as twisting, dyeing, weaving, printing and finishing. If any time if you have visited any of these plant, then because I have visited at MP, okay, near Hoshangabad where my sister stays, and I have visited that particular silk industry, that silk mill, where the silkworms, okay, first they are boiled, then there are different processes, and finally the that particular cloth of that, we call it as a raw material, okay, that is the garment which is produced. But when you will visit that industry, if any time if you get the chance to visit such kind of industry, then you will find that it is completely labor intensive, labor, agro-based labor intensive industries where these worms are found. Okay, and these worms, if you visit there, you will find there is a typical smell of these worms, and because there are lot of process is made on that particular worms, so it is very difficult even to stand there for 1 hour, and these people, these laborers are working there for 7 to 8 hours. So really the hats off to the laborers who are producing such silkworm, or who are producing these silk products for us for wearing the goods at special ceremonies like wedding or any other religious functions. So if you anytime you get the chance, just visit the industry, you will find that how the silk is produced. So India has a rich and complex history of silk production, and its silk trade dates back to 15th century. Sericulture industry provides employment to approximately 8.25 million persons in rural and semi-urban areas in India during 1560. So, the silk production in India. India has the unique distinction of being the only country producing all 5 known commercial silks. These are mulberry silk, tropical tussar, oak tussar, eri and muga, of which muga with its golden yellow glitter is unique and progressive in of India, means they are representing all these types of silks that we have seen: mulberry, tussar, oak tussar, eri and muga. So mulberry sericulture is mainly practiced in 5 states: Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Assam and Bodoland, West Bengal, Jharkhand and Tamil Nadu. These are the major silk producing states in our country. Okay, when we talk about mulberry silk or mulberry sericulture, then the states like Karnataka, Assam, Jharkhand are the major silk producing states in our country. Northeast India has unique distinction of being the only region producing for varieties like silk, mulberry, oak, muga, etc. Now, overall, India is the second largest producer of the silk in the world. There may be a question, right? India's position in producing the silk. So India is the second largest producer of silk in the world. Among the 4 varieties of silk produced in 1516, mulberry, okay, tussar, the percentage is given, eri and muga. So the India is the second largest producing of silk in the. Sericulture is the functional area under the Ministry of Textile. Okay, it comes under the Ministry of Textile. Some of the recent policy initiatives taken by the ministry to promote sericulture area are as follows. Sericulture is included as an agricultural allied activity under RKVY. This enables the sericulture to avail the benefits of the schemes for the entire sericulture activities up to reeling. The CSB Act rules and religious regulations have been notified by Government of India to bring quality standards in silkworm seed production. Okay, so that the production will be more. The seeds. Then Forest Conservation Act has amended to treat non-mulberry sericulture as forest-based activity, enabling the farmers to undertake banana silkworm rearing in the natural host plantation in the forest. So these are the policies. Now, present position of sericulture in India. Sericulture at present is carried on in many parts of the world. India stands fifth in the production of the silk. The other major silk producing countries in order of production are Japan, China, South Korea, USSR, Brazil, Bulgaria and Italy. India accounts for overall 5% of the total global output of mulberry raw silk and 10% of tussar. Okay, in India, the major silk producing states are Mysore, West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, UP, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Manipur, Tripura, and Maharashtra. Every state of our country, like the names of the states which are mentioned here, okay, and every state have a different kind of silk producing worms, and these silkworms has been given a various process, and after that process the garment, the silk cloth is produced. So Bihar has the oldest set up of the index of this industry and produces all the varieties except the Munga silk. Okay, the Eri silk is mainly limited in the state of genetic plants. Ranchi, Patna, Bhagalpur, then Muzaffarpur, Saran district has Eri seed supply station, one each. 48 demonstration centers for spinning of Eri silk have been established in the state. Mulberry silk is restricted to Pima district along with the border of West Bengal. The total production of silk of the value about 3 to 5 crores in Bihar. In Bihar alone, about 1.25 lakh persons are engaged in different aspects of this industry. So we can call it in India, Bihar has the oldest setup of the state and it is the most income generating state of India in case of silk. Correct? So an interest of sericulture in India as a whole is protected by Central Silk Board running CSB, running under the Union Ministry of Trade and Commerce. A qualitative and quantitative breakthrough has been made due to research conducted on various aspects of the industry by the respective research centers running under this board. The quality control and export of silk is also looked after by the board. So, the important research centers are as follows. Central Sericulture Research Station, Brampur, that is West Bengal. Okay, they are producing the mulberry silk. Then Sericulture Research Institute, Channapatna, Mysore, mulberry. Okay, then Central Munga and Eri Research Station, Titaber, Assam. Central Tussar Research Station, Ranchi, Bihar. So this is all about sericulture, and here we have finished our all the units. We have completed our syllabus. Now, my dear learners, it is up to you to carry on to just listen the videos. Okay, videos, because you have a chance. Okay, unless you listen, you cannot solve your questions, you cannot go through in detail for the studies. Listening is very important. It is one of the type of process which is a learning process. Now, and due to this pandemic, we are not able to take our offline classes, and this is the only option available with you. Listen these videos carefully. There may be any chance that you will get your answers of your MCQs in listening the videos. Okay, so here we have completed our syllabus, and I have provided you all the notes, all the study materials, and very soon I am going to give you the MCQs for practice also. So get ready and all the best for your exam. Thank you.